Today I am reviewing An Ember in the Ashes. This review is going to be half spoiler, half non-spoiler, so the first part is non-spoiler. Let's get started, shall we? I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars, or maybe a 7.5 out of 10 if I were doing 10 new units. If you read the summary, it's not very good at summarizing what it's about. It's hard to summarize what this book is about. There's no definite plot, there's no definite challenge that has to be overcome. It does have a bit of a competition, but that's not all that is going on in the book. It's pretty much two characters who are in this training school for soldiers, and one is a slave at the school and the other is the top soldier. So, firstly, this book's main strength is its character development. This book has character development that you don't see in ordinary YA books. You have a girl who is starting off very unsure of herself, very reluctant about what she has to do in order to survive and in order to get what she wants. And she is scared. She does not see herself as a strong person, and she is trying to become strong given her circumstances. The guy also is developing. He is trying to follow his moral compass in a place where there is no morals. I love how refreshing it was to have characters who are not definitely strong, who are not definitely weak, who are just complex. I thought the writing was really good. There were a couple flaws in her writing, mainly an overuse of similes and a tendency to have maudlin sentiments. It's like she has some really great inspirational things, the kind of things that you want to put on a mug and buy from Society 6. But sometimes it becomes a little too obvious that she was like, I am going to put a quotable in here. It was still really beautiful writing, and when she doesn't seem to be trying to write inspirational phrases, she has very vivid, emotional scenes. The plot is fast. Other people I'm talking to, and same with me, it took a while to get into. Mainly for me, it was getting used to her writing, but then once I got past some issues with her writing, mainly her overuse of similes, once I got past that, the plot just the plot had a great forward momentum. I will say, this keeps getting marketed as an ancient Rome book. I don't see much ancient Rome. You can't just name your characters Roman names and say that it's based off ancient Rome. Overall, I really enjoyed this book. I think it was very refreshing compared to other books. It's not like life-changing. It didn't change the way I perceive my world, but it was a very entertaining read. And I like that it was unlike other YA books that are out there right now in what happens and in the character development. Okay, so that is it with the non-spoilery part. If you have read the book, continue and stay and listen to me talk spoilers. As for non-spoilery part, I wish that Keenan were more developed. She's forming a love triangle there with Keenan, Elias, and Laya, but I don't think Keenan is developed enough as a character to actually be considered in the love triangle. And I feel like all I know about him, all that I really got from the book, was that he has red hair. I also would have liked to see more in the resistance of, I know there's civil tension there, but I wasn't entirely sure what was going on there and what characters were where. I just felt like a separation between the old and new generation, but I didn't fully see what each side values and what they are trying to do. I really think the theme of predestination versus choice is very interesting, and I would love to explore that more with anyone who wants to discuss it in the comments. So talk about that, because it feels like the characters are always trying to make choices, but the augurs are always one step ahead of them and they know what the characters are predestined to do. With Helene's sacrifice. Sabaa Tahir kept mentioning the sacrifice, and I was a bit disappointed that it wasn't like a very big sacrifice or deal that Helene made with the augurs. It was just like, okay, this is how the future will be, but it's not like, okay, I'm going to give up my firstborn child so that Elias may survive, because it felt like it was building towards something like that, but it didn't. I really like that Helene did not turn into a jilted best friend kind of trope, where she is denied by Elias and turns into an evil person. I like that she has complexity. I like that she chose to heal Laya. And finally, I really liked the writing. I thought some scenes, like the third trial, were very emotional and very impactful. My only issue was that there were a ton of similes and they weren't exactly unique similes. But I feel like I can just blame the editor on that. Okay, that is it. Goodbye for now.